Hello students. So today we are going to start the last part of our chapter nitrogen based organic compounds. Okay. So the last topic is benzene diazonium chloride. So first we will see that how we could prepare it starting from nitrobenzene, starting from aniline. Okay. So the preparation, that is the laboratory preparation of diazonium chloride. So first we have to take a cold solution, an ice cold solution where the temperature is kept between 0 to 5 degrees Celsius of sodium nitrite and dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay. So whenever sodium nitrite and hydrochloric acid reacts between them, they will give the product nitrous acid. Okay. As nitrous acid is very unstable in nature, so always we should take the mixture of sodium nitrite and hydrochloric acid. Next, again now we have to add the ice cold solution, okay, of aniline. Ice cold solution of aniline has to be mixed in this mixture at the temperature 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, so after their reaction, they will give the product benzene diazonium chloride. Sorry, there will be benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, so diazonium means what? Diazo means what? Diazo means N triple bond N. That means N2. Okay, N2 that we know as nitrogen. N2 whenever it is present in any compound, then it is called diazo. Okay, now as it is present here in the cationic form, right? In the cationic form it is present. Here you can see a positive charge on the nitrogen. That's why it is called diazonium and then Cl minus. Second question is that why it is necessary to keep the temperature in this lower region, that is 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Because if the temperature increases above 5 degrees Celsius, then this diazonium bond, which is also very unstable, that could be broken at a temperature above 6 degrees Celsius, and therefore it is mandatory to keep the temperature in this region to make this diazonium chloride. Clear? So this is the preparation of diazonium chloride from aniline. Okay, next. So here next we will see different types of chemical reactions of diazonium chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride is a very important compound because we can convert it into many different reagents. So one by one we are seeing the products. So here we will see the replacement of the diazonium part with another part. Okay. First one, replacement of N2 plus Cl minus with hydrogen. That means what? That means we want to convert this diazonium chloride salt into a benzene, simple benzene ring. Okay, we want to replace this group by a simple hydrogen. So we want to get the benzene from this compound. So for this method, what we have to add here? So we could add here phosphorus acid, that is H3PO2. Okay. So that is actually known as hypophosphorus acid. H3PO2 you have to add here. So by adding H3PO2, so here this nitrogen will be eliminated. Okay. At the place of this, there will be the addition of hydrogen. So there will be the addition of hydrogen and the other products will be H3PO3 plus Cl2. Okay, H3PO3 plus Cl2. Yes, because you have to do this total reaction in aqueous medium, that means in presence of water. So from there, here there will be the addition of oxygen as H3PO3. One hydrogen will be added here and it will be converted into HCl. Okay, so these side products, these are not necessary when you are converting any compound into other compound. So the major product is the benzene ring. Okay, benzene we are getting here. So if this type of conversion is given in your exam, then simply you have to add hypophosphorus acid, H3PO2. Next, replacement of N2 plus Cl minus with chlorine or bromine. Okay, replacement of N2 plus Cl minus with chlorine or bromine. Now if we want to add one halogen like chloride or bromide in place of the N2 plus Cl minus, then we could do it in two processes. The first one is Sand-Meyer reaction. Sand-Meyer reaction. So here, what are the reagents that we could add here? The reagents are, if you want to add chlorine, then you have to add chloride salt of copper. Okay, chloride salt of copper, along with you have to add HCl, hydrochloric acid and copper chloride, that you have to add. So by this way, here there will be the addition of chloride. Okay, the major product, the main product that you are getting here is chlorobenzene. Second, in the same way, if you want to add bromide here, so you have to take the bromide salt of copper, so Q plus bromide. Okay, and then you have to add HBr. So here you are getting bromobenzene. Okay, bromobenzene. Or instead of this, you could add here also Cu2Cl2. This also could be added here. Or in place of this, you could add here Cu2Br2. That means simply the bromide salt or the chloride salt of copper could also be added instead of CuCl and HCl and CuBr and HBr. So this type of reaction where these reagents are added to make chlorobenzene or bromobenzene. So this is called Sand-Meyer reaction. Next one is Gatterman reaction, where we are getting the same product but the process, the reagents are different. So here you have to add copper in presence of hydrochloric acid. Okay, so no need to add the bromide salt or chloride salt of copper, just you have to add the copper. Okay, and then hydrochloric acid you have to add. So here you are getting chlorobenzene, and again if you add here copper in presence of HBr, then you are getting here bromobenzene. Okay, so these are the processes by which we could add chlorine or bromine into the benzene ring. Next, what is the process to add iodine and fluorine in place of N2 plus Cl minus? So next is number 3, addition of fluorine. Okay, addition of fluorine. This reaction is known as Siemens reaction. Siemens reaction. So here first again we have to take the benzene diazonium chloride, and then you have to add here fluoroboric acid, that is HBF4. Fluoroboric acid you have to add here. So what will happen? This Cl minus and this H plus, they will be removed out as HCl, and BF4 minus, it will be added in place of Cl minus. So now we are getting N2 plus BF4 minus. Okay, tetrafluoroborate. So benzene diazonium tetrafluoroborate we are getting here. Next, now if you want to get fluorobenzene from here, so simply just you have to heat it. So the resultant product will be fluorobenzene plus nitrogen plus boron trifluoride. Okay, plus boron trifluoride. So by this way we are getting these products. And next, if you want to add iodine in place of this compound, then N2 plus Cl minus, simply you have to add potassium iodide. Okay, you have to react this compound with potassium iodide. So here there will be the addition of iodine in place of N2 plus Cl minus, plus nitrogen will be removed out, and this potassium, it will react with Cl minus to produce potassium chloride. So these are the halogenation reactions that we could follow for adding these halogens. I think this is clear for you all. Okay. So next, all the reactions are of this same type. Next, suppose we want to add cyano group, okay, or nitrile group, CN. So again, we have to start from benzene diazonium chloride, N2 plus Cl minus, and then you are adding here, just like the Sandmeyer reaction, you have to add copper cyanide in presence of hydrogen cyanide, okay, just like the Sandmeyer reaction. So the copper salt of cyanide as well as hydrogen cyanide you have to add. So here you are getting the product as cyanobenzene or benzonitrile. Okay, cyanobenzene or benzonitrile, this product will be obtained. Next type of reaction, if you want to add a OH group, hydroxyl group, or if you want to convert this compound into a phenol, then you have to add here simply water and then boil it. So then by this way you could get the phenol from here. Okay. Okay, so these all are the reactions that we could follow for preparing them. Now, one reaction that is used for identifying the presence of diazonium chloride, that is the reaction of benzene diazonium chloride with beta-naphthol. Beta-naphthol. So beta-naphthol has the formula. Naphthalene has the structure like this. Two aromatic rings are present. Okay, two adjacent aromatic rings. This is naphthalene. This is the alpha position and this is the beta position. Okay, this is alpha, this is beta. So at beta position there is a sodium salt of OH. Okay, so this compound is known as beta-naphthol. So when we are adding beta-naphthol into benzene diazonium chloride, so after reaction between them, it will give a red colored compound that is known as azodine, because there will be a linking or combination between them with the help of this azo compound. So here it will look like this. So at the top position there will be the azobenzene ring that will be attached at the alpha position. Okay, so this is a red colored compound. This is known as azodine. So this reaction is used for identifying the presence of diazonium chloride in any organic compound. Okay. Okay, so next we will see few conversion reactions that are related with the diazonium chloride. And these reactions are also important for your exam also. Okay. So first example I am showing you, that is conversion of nitrobenzene to para-aminophenol. Okay, at para positions there are amino group and phenol, that is OH group. So how we could convert this? So to convert this, first of all we have to reduce the NO2 group into NH2 group. Okay, so for this purpose you have to do the Mulliken-Barker test, where we have to add this thing, zinc. Okay, zinc particles in presence of solid ammonium chloride and 50% ethanol. These things you have to add in nitrobenzene, and after adding this, after reaction, it will be converted into this hydroxyaniline. Okay, so single bond NHOH, this type of compound will be formed from here. Now just you have to arrange this compound to get this compound. Okay, just here NH and OH groups, these are adjacent to each other. Just you have to convert this into this compound. For this purpose we have to add dilute H2SO4 here, so it will undergo rearrangement, and the phenolic OH group that will be shifted to its para position. This is the para position with respect to this group. So OH group will be shifted to the para position for giving this compound, that is para-aminophenol. Okay. So by this way we could get this product. So this is one conversion. Several conversion reactions are given in your PDF notes that I will provide you. So you have to follow them properly because those are important for your exams. Okay. So next is nitrobenzene 2. Nitrobenzene 2 metanitroaniline. Nitrobenzene 2 metanitroaniline. Okay. So for this purpose, first we have to do nitration into the nitrobenzene. Nitration means what? Addition of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay. So after adding the mixed acid in the nitrobenzene, it will be converted into nitro is a meta-directing group. So another nitro group that will be added to the meta position. Okay, that will be added to the meta position. So now we have to convert, or we have to reduce this NO2 into this NH2. Okay, but this NO2 will remain unaffected. That means just only one nitro group should be reduced here. So for this purpose we have to do here partial reduction. So partial reduction purpose, you have to add sodium sulfide Na2S. So only one NO2 group will be reduced to NH2 and the other NO2 group will remain unaffected. Okay, so this is the way. Okay, next I am showing you next aniline to benzoic acid. Aniline to benzoic acid. This compound you have to convert from here. So first of all, you need to change this NH2 group into diazonium chloride. For this purpose, we have to add here nitrous acid or sodium nitrite in presence of HCl at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius temperature, diazotization reaction. Okay. The preparation of diazonium chloride from aniline is known as diazotization reaction, the reaction that we have discussed today in first. Okay, so here we are getting N2 plus Cl minus. Now here you have to add a compound of cyanide, Cn, copper cyanide and HCN. So this N2 plus Cl minus group will be converted into cyanide. Now this cyanide you have to hydrolyze it to convert it into COOH. So hydrolysis have to be done in presence of acidic medium or alkaline medium. Okay, hydrolysis should be done. So from there we could get the COOH group. Okay, next is nitrobenzene to chlorobenzene. Nitrobenzene to chlorobenzene we want to convert. This is the last conversion reaction for today. Many conversion reactions I am telling again, I have given in your notes. Okay, all of them are important for your exam. So go through it properly. So nitrobenzene to chlorobenzene. So first, again we have to change it into first into aniline. Then we have to change it into diazonium chloride. So first you have to add here TnHCl, SnHCl for reduction of NO2 into NH2. So it will be converted into NH2. Okay. After that you have to add here again the diazotization reaction you have to follow. That means NaNO2 HCl at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius temperature. Okay. It will make diazonium chloride N2 plus Cl minus, and then you have to follow the Sandmeyer reaction, that is copper chloride and HCl. From there we could get the chlorobenzene. So these are the conversion reactions that you have to follow for your exam. Okay. Okay, and the last conversion that I am telling, that is, suppose you have given CH3 COOH, and from there you have to prepare CH3CN. So how you could prepare it? So for this, there is no nitrogen, but here is nitrogen present. So first you have to add a nitrogen here. For this you have to add NH3 ammonia. So it will be converted into CH3COO minus NH4 plus. Okay, this type of reaction already we have discussed in our earlier part. So COO minus NH4 plus ammonium salt. So after that you have to add here P2O5 or alumina Al2O3 for the extraction of hydrogen. So 2 molecules of water will be removed from here, okay, producing the cyanomethyl cyanide. So these conversion reactions you have to follow, okay, for your exam. So these all are the questions, these all are the topic for today. We will meet in our next class with the next chapter that is already in your exam, that is polymer. So thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.